We interrupt our program.
Excelsior.
I find that entertaining.
You're listening to Side Stack.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Comics Discourse 114 Side Stack.
Side Stack.
I was about to say, the one time I paused for you to do it, you didn't do it yet.
I always cut you off and interrupt you, so now I'm trying to shut my mouth and get better at this.
And I was leaving you space to do it this time. Oh,
Next week,
we'll get this right.
we'll do it right.
All right. I'm one of your hosts, Brian Newberry.
And I'm Ants.
Ants. And tonight we're covering Marvel Fanfare number 3. So, third episode. We are still in the Savage Land, except things have changed this time. And I think I can't remember if we did this after we recorded or if it was on the air. We're kind of talking how this started out as a Marvel 2-in-1 storyline. I feel like it stopped. Like, I feel like those first 2 issues could have been a good Marvel 2-in-1 because 2-in-1 was always with Spider-Man. And, you know, we got a complete story besides Sauron now leaving to rule the Savage Land, as that was his plan. Now things change completely, except for Chris Claremont is still the writer, but we have on this issue Dave Cockrum returning to the X-Men, which is amazing. So super psyched for that. And Spider-Man is not in this. And the X-Men are, or at least part of them.
Yeah, it turns into an X-Men story. Totally.
Yes.
With Cockrum. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that was the total selling point of this issue.
Oh, yeah. And Angel is still in it, though. But you have one you like to talk about your problems with a story. One thing I can't tell is how long it was between the last issue and this. And I don't mean my publication, like the comic
story
timeline. Yeah, because at first I thought it was Angel and Peter got out, and
Angel went and got the X-Men right away and they headed right back.
Yeah, that's the impression I got. But then when you read it, and we don't have to talk about it in order how shit happens. It
basically,
seems in this
like
time,
Khazar and Shanna are doing their own adventures.
Yeah.
This was back when Marvel was trying to keep everything like in continuity and everything had to like work, right?
And so part of this was these didn't necessarily take place in a continuity specific, like between these 2 issues of X-Men and things like that. That was part of Marvel Fanfare. Later we'll see like some issues just don't take place in continuity at all for various reasons.
That's just the way it should have been, you know?
Yeah.
But you can tell they're trying to fit it in.
Yeah, I didn't care if this was months later or 5 minutes later. It seemed a little contradictory at first because it
was the editor's notes, right?
Was that in one of them?
No, because they're talking about like Khazar and Shanna, how like they were going off on there, and then he's like, see Khazar number like 1 through 5, and things like that. And like, if you just hadn't put those editor's notes in there, Al, then you wouldn't be confused at all. You know?
Well, except for the fact that in this time frame, Sauron has conquered the Savage Land. He's got the Savage Land mutates working for him. He's got Zaladane and her cult with him, and he's built a fortress in the middle of a lake. So this isn't like within a couple hours of Angel going and calling the X-Men and them showing up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot has happened in the Savage Land in this time frame. It seems like to me it's been months, because I think even at some point it's mentioned that the Sauron's captured or killed most of the Fall people or the Autumn people, whatever they're called, that tribe that Khazar hangs out with.
So do you think that it feels like months, or maybe even Claremont just made it that way because we've pretty much come to the conclusion that those first 2 issues were like inventory, right? And I feel like this is, and it's
this was written for Fanfare.
Yeah, this is the first like full-on Fanfare issue. So,
yes, because he asked Claremont, he asked Claremont and Golden to finish it. Golden said no, or he didn't have time, so he got Cockrum to do it. Claremont was all on board for doing 2 issues to wrap up the story.
Man, this Cockrum art is like butter.
Oh, dude, like
compared to the Gold. And Michael Golden is a great artist, but just
Cockrum
seeing
on
the
X-Men,
same
man.
the same story, I mean, illustrated by these 2 different. It's like it's so
I like
much
the art on all
more.
4 issues. I like Michael Golden's art. This is just though Cockrum returning to do Storm and Nightcrawler, who he created to be in the Legion of Superheroes, by the way. Um,
But if you
and
remember last week when I was saying like with devolved Spider-Man, how I couldn't even tell what was going on with that, right? When you look at devolved
yeah,
Spider-Man with Cockrum, it's just like it's beautiful. Like this form, or you mean do you just understand it like visually? My eyes were never confused looking at
although
this art,
Angel still looks like a chicken.
but he looks even better.
His hair is a little bit better. Oh, all right. Well, we've kind of danced around some of the plot. X-Men are zooming to the Savage Land in the Blackbird. Except it's just Colossus and Wolverine and Storm and Nightcrawler. We do not know like which issues this takes place between, but it's fairly close to right after the Dark Phoenix saga because Kitty Pryde is on the team and her name's Sprite, and
Hmm.
Cyclops is still on the team. He's sick, so he's not on it on this mission. So they leave Kitty and Cyclops behind.
Storm's the
So we're
leader of the
yes,
X-Men,
and Storm is the leader at this point.
full of self-doubt.
Um, so Nightcrawler's flying the jet, and they're hit by some crazy storms. Dun dun. Um, and Storm actually has trouble controlling them. Oh, I do love how the X-Men logo is painted on the back fin of the Blackbird in this though. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know if you noticed it on page 3.
Oh yeah.
Um, Storm has trouble manipulating the weather to get them to where they need to go smoothly. She actually kind of gets sick doing it. The Nightcrawler, in his expert piloting skills, lands Blackbird on this giant elevator in the middle of the Antarctic that lowers them down into this base that the UN runs. That's kind of an entrance to the Savage Land. And this is where they meet Angel, and he gives them a 3-page recap of what's going on, what happened in the previous 2 issues.
2-page
A
recap.
2-page. It bleeds over a little bit.
I like this recap though because you get to see those previous scenes with the Cockrum art, so
Drawn
I
by
like it.
Cockrum.
Yeah.
Um, I love this is the era when Colossus transforms. You get like energy crackling all around him. You ever
Yeah.
play the X-Men arcade game?
Hmm.
And like when you use his mutant powers, it kind of shoots that crackle out. It's not him like beating the shit out of somebody. It's like that energy field coming off of him is how it's it's the same when he transforms here. Uh Also, you ever read Secret Wars?
Yeah.
This reminds me of Secret Wars 4 on a much smaller scale, where the baddies drop the mountain on him and Hulk's holding it up.
Oh yeah.
So something happens to the base. There's like some giant earthquake or something that's caused by some shit going on in the Savage Land. And the base starts collapsing around him, and Colossus is holding it up. Um,
Yeah, I love how he's holding up the whole base and he's like, Wolverine, get this I-beam.
this is I-beam. Like Wolverine could just grab an I-beam too, is hilarious. And then it can't be of this era X-Men story without Storm mentioning how she's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Um, it happens a lot back then. Well, the team saves everybody in the base, and then they ultimately walk out into the Savage Land. Cockrum draws this beautiful, like it's sort of a full page spread, but there's 3 panels overlaying it at the top, just of the valley of the Shadowland of the Savage Land, and it just looks gorgeous.
Hmm.
Um, but Angel and Storm fly them all to the village of the Autumn
That
people.
not to stop you, but I think
Yeah.
that this is probably the appeal of fanfare at the time, right? Was that beautiful image of this of the Savage Land Valley because like with the better paper and the better coloring and stuff, like I think that probably really hit at the
Yeah,
time.
and the fact that we're using the higher end artists at the time and they're just
Yeah.
getting to go a little bit wild. Um, you know, back then they pack a shit ton on a page compared to now.
Yeah.
Like even though this is a full issue, it reads like two or three with all the stuff they pack on the panels. We don't get double page spreads. Like um
Right. I didn't mean to interrupt. Get to the crucifixion.
it's fine. Yeah, we get one of the first X-Men crucifixions.
You know, of
And
course
it
it's on an
is
X.
yes, that classic cover of Wolverine getting crucified by the Reavers in Australia. Well, somebody has done that to the natives of the Savage Land, and in the time that Angel's been gone, and the Savage Land mutates, attack the X-Men. So we've got Barbarous and Gaza and the amphibian dude, um, and Vertigo. I still feel like she's like the most famous Shadowland, Savage Land mutate, because at some point,
Yeah.
and I do not know when, she leaves and joins the Marauders.
She looks
Um,
really good here. I'm
is
not being
very
creepy.
no, no, no. It's very 70s look for her, like in the hair and the face, but it looks good. It's very
Yeah.
much a Cockrum style. Um, Man, she always whatever team she's on, she seems to be the one that just takes everybody down because her powers fuck everybody up so much that
Hmm.
they can't control themselves.
But she's no match for
S-
a rock thrown by
no,
Nightcrawler.
nope. I mean, she's still just a normal girl that's just got some vertigo powers. Um, but the rest of the Savage Land mutates kind of beat the X-Men's ass for a couple minutes until they take out Vertigo. Um, but they X-Men do capture the big frog guy, amphibian, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take you where you need to go, just because you don't have a hope to win. Come on, let's go see Sauron. Let's keep marching for a couple hours through the dense jungle." And while he's going, everybody starts kind of feeling sick and kind of loopy, and we don't know why. And then after a while, he's like, "Peace out," and uses his extra frog powers to just jump away. Like
Ribbit.
they have his hands tied the entire time, but really, this dude's weapons are his feet.
Yeah. Frog legs. Come on, guys.
Yeah, and he knocks out Wolverine, and then Sauron comes, and we do get a full page spread of Sauron flying down with his hordes of Savage Land natives attacking the X-Men. It's a pretty cool page.
This is the first time I realized Sauron had hair.
I think it varies. He doesn't always.
He did in the earlier issues. You just don't really like notice it.
Yeah. He's
But
got some black hair at his temples around that fin that's coming out. Um, you notice instead of ripped off pants, he's now got a fancy belt
yeah.
and
That means
pouch.
I'm in charge. Fancy belt
Yes,
covering your nuts.
your junk.
You're in charge.
You're well, he does this hypno zappy on everybody in the X-Men except Angel is now terrified of him, but kind of has some resistance because Sauron's given the whammy so many times. Um, he flies up into the Arctic air and Sauron follows him, but then pieces out before he gets really sick. But Angel goes too far, kind of covers his wings in ice and does not recover before he hits the ground. In the meantime, Sauron is back in his palace, sitting on a throne. The X-Men are kneeling before him, all chained up, with Zeladane on the throne next to him. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna strap y'all to some tables, and Brainchild is going to use his devolving machine on you. The one that was destroyed last issue, but he has since rebuilt.
Right?
It's got to be months, dude. It's got to be months in between.
Okay, so last week I was like, hey, let's remember that they destroyed the devolving machine. And then now the devolving machine is rebuilt.
Yes.
Now let's remember that point for next week.
Well, Sauron's like, I'm gonna have Brainchild F with y'all. I'm gonna suck out your powers and eat on it, and he's gonna devolve you. And then when I'm hungry again, he's gonna mutate you back. He's gonna evolve you back. I'm gonna do it all again. And this is how you're gonna live the rest of your life. And you're my buffet.
Devolve, suck,
Evolve. Yeah.
evolve, devolve, suck, evolve.
Yep. And he starts with Colossus, and then the next panel we get at the end of the issue, Angel is passed out on the ground of the Savage Land with a little lean-to built over him, and he wakes up and he's like, "I'm alive! How? It's a miracle!" And then he yells out, "You!" Well, I don't know about you, but I kind of immediately knew who you was.
Yeah, I did not.
I just had a feeling, but we'll get to you next.
Wouldn't it have been hilarious if Colossus devolved into an I-beam?
Oh, all right. Well, that is the Savage Land story part 3. Next up, we got the backup. Anthony, have at it.
Ugh. Why did you give me this one? Because it's got the Spanish dude?
Yes, because I'm racist. No.
All right, so this story, it's a Hawkeye story featuring Zorro. Wait. I mean, what's this dude's name again? Oh, El Águila. So this is when Hawkeye's, I mean, like he's all about money, right? Basically, like
After he was on after he left the Avengers, and this might have been during that solo Avengers time frame. I meant to look it up, but I did not. My bad. He's working for some company as like a security guard, like some
we're getting ahead.
corporation. Yeah.
So the story's written by Charlie Boatner. Do you know Charlie Boatner?
I do not.
Yeah, me neither. No. And it's penciled by Trevor von Eeden, and who did the backup last issue. Only this time he is inked, instead of being inked by Armando Hill, he's being inked by Joe Rubenstein. So, and also at the beginning at the editorial, he was basically saying like, let's see how Trevor von Eden's work looks being inked by different dudes. Yeah. And it still looks good. I think I like the first one better.
Good, yeah.
So Hawkeye is working for the company CTE, which stands for Cross Technological Enterprises. It's not a football head trauma company, guys. This is 40 years ago. And I keep wanting to say Zorro, man.
It's a spin-off of Zorro, yes.
Like were Zorro movies like popular at this time? You know? I don't know. So El Águila is trying to break in because he's trying to get to, I guess CTE is basically it's a defense company.
Sort of. It just seems like the evil conglomerate sort of thing. But Hawkeye may not know it.
Yeah, typical. So El Águila is trying to break in. Hawkeye is like, not on my watch, senor. So we get these guys not really going at, like, it's a playful, bantery sort of fight where we get to learn Spanish. And
yes, we say everything in Spanish and then repeat it in English.
Yeah, kids. Don't have to take Spanish in high school. Just read this backup story. I'm trying to find like some dumb ones. Whatever. Idiota, we get that. So they're fighting, and then during the fights, El Águila is trying to convince Hawkeye, look, what are you doing? You're a good guy. Why are you working for the evil company? Hawkeye's like, I just, I need a job, man. So they don't really try to knock each other out, really. Hawkeye eventually sees what the company is building, and it's a pretty lame-o weapon.
Weird weapon.
Which is, okay, it's a nucleonic radiator. I have to read this because it's so good. So it emits killing radiation at short range, but the radiation can be blocked if you're wearing a special fabric. So they're going to sell the nucleonic radiator and the special clothes to dictators.
Yep.
Evil masterminds, dude. You know?
Corporation, gotta get that money.
Yep. Hawkeye sees this and he's like, I'm torn. I'm a good guy, but I need my job. So he kind of like lets Zorro get away. The boss man for the company is like, how dare you? You were my security. You let them go. But then Hawkeye tries to like blackmail him with his own security camera footage.
Yeah. Like they acted like he was the head of the company, but then it sounds like at the end of this, he wasn't the head of the company.
He was middle management.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So El Aguila destroys the device, gets away, and Hawkeye continues to have a job while questioning his current station in life and his motives. Dun-dum! Backup complete. I do these quick, man. Boom, boom, boom.
Getting this down.
Guys, we like Marvel Fanfare. We don't go through these quick because we don't enjoy them.
It's one issue. It doesn't take long.
Yes.
They are fun to read. I'm enjoying it. So, all right, folks, join us next week for the conclusion of the Savage Land storyline. And not just one, but 2 backup stories.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Talk to y'all next week. Thank you.
Bye.